So we got a bunch of ARK news to go over, and of course I'm here to fill you in on everything important. First of all, starting out with this image, but we've also got some information on the animated series that we'll go over, and then some information about these new animated Explorer notes, which sound pretty cool. So yeah, starting out with what we have right here, which looks to be the very first proper look at the Aberration and Extinction adventure packs, which, if you guys are not familiar with these things, they're essentially like new DLCs that unfortunately we're gonna have to buy. They will not be like included in the actual base game or anything like that. But these new DLCs will include a lot of like new additions, like, you know, the Scorch one specifically is Wild West themed, and we have things like, you know, these cool outfits and everything. We also have trains as well, you know, like shovels to like dig up treasure, bar games, like dynamite, I think, as well, and a couple other things like that. And then of course we have the Oasisaur in the Scorched Frontier pack, which is what that one's actually called. But yeah, so all these like new things are going to be coming out in this pack, and we have like a brief look at what we have for Aberration and Extinction. And just based on what I'm seeing here for Aberration, I'm gonna put it out right now. It's definitely steampunk themed. I mean, this screams like steampunk themed to me right now. I don't know what you guys think, but I definitely get it from what I'm seeing right here. And then I think you'd have to have lived in like a dark room for your whole life to not understand what you're looking at over here. This is definitely Mad Max themed. Like, that looks absolutely insane. I'm probably most excited for this one, I gotta say, and that's for Extinction, which suits so well because the Wastelands, like, oh, that works. It's just a beautiful idea right here. But yeah, so let's quickly just go over some of the stuff that we have in this image. We've got this female character wearing one of the outfits. Regardless of what kind of character you have, a male or a female, doesn't really matter. You're going to be able to wear both of these. So just because you see a female wearing this one doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to have that on your male character as well. Of course, we've got like a couple like different hats. I think that these are different anyway. It might just be painted. It's kind of hard to tell from here. That Jerboa also looks really weirdly placed on the shoulder. I don't know what that's all about. We have this crazy ARK logo, which looks like it kind of has all three of these themes in it, which kind of makes me think that maybe these three packs will be bundled together, and we're going to be able to buy it all together, just like we did with the Season Pass back in the day. Of course, Scorched was already out, and then they announced the Season Pass. If you already bought Scorched, you got a discount on it, but from everybody else, like jumping in and playing ARK, you had like a bundle with Scorched, Aberration, and Extinction, and the Genesis Pass, of course, included 1 and 2. But yeah, so obviously, that makes me think, just based on what I'm seeing right here, that it's going to be some sort of like pack that we're going to be buying together. But that's just what I'm seeing anyway. Anyway, so obviously we've also got the Oasisaur over here. We've got the train, a really good look at what the trains are actually going to look like. We've also got a vault here for scale, which kind of makes me think that the train's not going to be gigantic. Obviously that's sitting on like a carriage behind, what do you call this area here? That is it, like the conductor's area? I don't know what you would call the cockpit of a train, and I know a cockpit is not a good word to use here, but whatever that is. Yeah, so this is the front of the train, and you're probably going to be able to have as many carriages as you want. I'm seeing some chains kind of coming down holding this vault here, so I don't know if that's like some sort of like aesthetic thing that we can add in, or if, say, I want to have a storage carriage on my train, does it automatically just have a vault on it, and does it automatically have these chains? I guess we're going to have to wait and see, but it kind of it makes me think that there's going to be a little bit less freedom in terms of how we actually build our trains. But regardless, I'm excited for the trains. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm very, very excited for the trains. I think it's gonna be really cool. I'm very excited to also make just a massive network of trains and stations and everything all over Scorched with my buddies. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. We've also got a little look at like a couple of the different outfits here. This one right here, and then this other one right here, and then maybe in the back here, these ones are slightly different. It's kind of hard to tell. We've got a skin for the simple pistol right here to make it look more like an actual proper revolver. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of all that stuff. The Oasisaur, of course, is coming with the Frontier pack. And then we have the Fasalsuchus, which is coming with Scorched. That's going to be on the map. That's going to be free. You're not going to have to pay for it. Unfortunately, this guy is locked in with the price of the Frontier pack. So yeah. Anyway, moving on to Aberration over here, we have a Rock Drake with some sort of like steampunk-esque goggles. It doesn't really look like any other changes to the saddle, but maybe some minor changes. It's kind of hard to tell. We've also got this guy right here with like a full-on outfit. He's got a really cool skin for his spyglass, which is nice. And then one interesting detail here is, even though it's like steampunk-esque, you know, they're still tying it into ARK just a little bit. We got like a little skull here on the hat right there, which is pretty cool. But yeah. The little kind of blimp airship, whatever you might want to call it, you can see there's actually a player right here sitting there operating it. So that's a pretty cool like addition. I don't know how that's going to work on Aberration. I really, they should stop adding flying creatures to Aberration. That would be great. But we've also got this other new creature coming to Aberration. I believe it's called the Yeeling or something like that. I think it had like a weird change to its name, but anyway, here's an image of it on the screen for you to see. That's also coming. It's like a gliding creature. And yeah, of course, I guess a bunch of people voted for that in the creature vote. I wasn't a big fan of it. I preferred something different, but it's all good. That's coming with Aberration as well. So yeah, that's the whole Aberration thing. And then over here with Extinction, we have the craziest looking stuff. I'm seeing like this weapon right here. It looks very similar to like Santiago's spear, like a lot of ARK 2 kind of looking weapons, to be honest. But I'm mainly looking at like that face mask with the jaws. Like that looks just gnarly. I don't know, man. Like, and full on like actual outfits here as well. This looks amazing. I love all of this. We've got a bunch of outfits as well. We've got like the female here wearing like a bunch of like different armor, some really cool looking helmet type thing. Even the assault rifle looks like it has a bit of a skin on it as well. It looks like there's like a claw or like a bone or a tooth or something there as like a front kind of like support stock or something. But then just in general, you know, I never thought that the Velonosaur might need more spikes on it, but now after seeing this, I can understand that definitely works. It looks amazing. Even the reins are actual like metal chains. It looks fantastic. And then over here, we've got an ATV, which I guess kind of confirms vehicles. It seems like in every single one of these, you know, we're getting trains, we're getting airships, and now we're getting, you know, ATVs again. We already technically had them before, but yeah, it's got like the trike skull on the front. It looks really cool. This guy's got like a cool looking spear. He's got really cool looking armor. Yeah, this whole thing looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? I think it looks really cool. I'm very hyped for these packs. I know it's pretty controversial that we will have to pay for them. I will be buying it, and I will show you guys what it actually has in videos. So if you don't want to go ahead and buy it straight away, you can wait till my video and just see if it's actually worth getting. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good idea, and I get that they need more money to bail out Snail Games. But yeah, I obviously the community is not going to completely be behind having to pay for something else. But I feel like if they add enough stuff in, if they increase the value of it, I feel like maybe we can all kind of turn around and realize that, you know what, it's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and pick it up. But yeah, regardless, I like I said, I'm gonna pick it up anyway. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention we're getting the Dreadnoughtus on Extinction, and that is also a free creature. So we have pretty much confirmation that ARK the Animated Series is coming out on Paramount Plus, at least for the US. I don't know globally if it's gonna be available there, because I guess there's potential for it to actually appear on different streaming services globally, because if, you know, Paramount Plus doesn't operate in specific countries, they might lease it out to like another service or something like that. But yeah, so essentially Paramount Plus is where we're going to be getting this. We don't know when it's coming out. There are dates online saying the 21st of this month. I don't know if that sounds right. You know, I feel like there'd be more like build up to the actual release and maybe like a trailer by now at least. But you know, we'll see. But either way though, we've been waiting 3 years for this, and I have to say I'm really happy that we're finally getting it. It is funny though, because they did tell us in the end of 2022 that, you know, season 1 was ready to go for a long time, and it has been ready to go for a long time. They told us at that stage that they were wrapping up season 2, and that in 2023 we would be getting season 1 early in the year, and then season 2 later in the year, and then by now probably we would have had season 3. But I think that it seems like they had a lot of trouble actually selling the series to a streaming service for a price that they were happy with, at least. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing that probably delayed it. I mean, realistically, you got to think of it from like a business perspective. Somewhere like Netflix is not going to take something that is already created and funded, and they're not, you know, they don't get producer credits and all this other stuff, so they have to pay more money to actually buy the rights to stream it. So I would imagine that, you know, obviously I don't know anything about this side of the industry or anything like that, but I would imagine, just based off of like common sense, that that's probably why they had a lot of trouble selling it, because it was actually funded by the higher ups in Wildcard, but not with Wildcard money. That is one thing that they have made very clear. Probably personal money. I don't really know how all that kind of worked, but anyway, they have made it clear that it's not, they haven't been taking money from the sales of, you know, ARK and essentially making this other thing that ARK players didn't ask for, but maybe are excited about. So yeah, that is one thing that's been very clear. But yeah, the fact that it was all funded and like made, you know, and ready to go, just somewhere needed to buy it, was probably the main issue why they had so much trouble actually selling it. But here we go, we finally have it, and yeah, we don't know when it's coming out. There's dates saying the 21st of this month. I don't know if that sounds right. That really doesn't sound right. I feel like there'd be more hype, more build up. Paramount Plus did actually tweet out today with like a little teaser, like 4 little images kind of hinting at like dinosaur themed kind of stuff, and then the ARK account responded to it. So like there's no doubt about it, it is coming out on Paramount Plus, but obviously we don't know when. But yeah, anyway, so that's obviously gonna be super exciting. I mean, like, we've been waiting 3 years, like I said. You know, the cast list is amazing. I mean, like, we've already heard Helena, we've already heard Rockwell's voiced by David Tennant. I love him, he's fantastic. We've got Carl Urban right here, which is, we're going to be talking about him in just one second, because he's actually related to another new update that we're getting. But yeah, he's playing Bob. It's just perfect. We've got Mayin back here. We've got we've got a bunch of other characters back here and all these dinosaurs and everything. But yeah, super excited for all of it. Speaking of Bob, we're actually going to be getting animated Explore notes where the character of Bob, voiced by Carl Urban, is going to be kind of going through like tales from ARK, and that kind of actually relates back to this image right here, Bob's Tall Tales. These are going to be like animated Explore notes that we're going to have to find, and it's going to be him explaining to Mika, who is a character actually in the ARK 2 trailers, who seems to be Santiago's daughter. I don't really know how all this works lore-wise. Just let's ignore that. But yeah, so he's essentially going to be kind of explaining like tales from ARK. Maybe Bob makes it through all of the story and manages to like get to the very end or something. I don't really know. But yeah, so I don't know. I like it. I guess these are things that we're gonna have to find in game, and it seems like it's probably gonna be animated the same way that the actual animated show is gonna be, which is obviously a great promotion for that show. But yeah, so all good things are coming. That is going to be coming out with a patch on the 31st of March, but Wildcard, let's maybe say the 7th of April. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it will come out on time, but that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. So if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And yeah, one thing I do have to say, I know there's been a serious lack of videos. I've just, you know, again, I've been kind of burnt out on the island, not on ARK, just on the island mostly. There's been a lot of annoying server related issues that we've been having that I don't want to complain about. It's fine. It is what it is. But yeah, so all that stuff. But I've also just been kind of taking more time to be me a little bit. I've finished like my driving lessons. I now have a license, which is great. I had to spend a bunch of time over the last 2 weeks just getting a ton of practice before doing that so I could ace the test, which I did. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just kind of enjoying my time waiting for something new to come out. And then I'm gonna hop back straight in there. I'm gonna hop back on the saddle and we're gonna have all these ARK videos on Scorched Earth. I'm actually really excited for it. But yeah, so just want to mention that if you want to watch some stuff, we have tons of videos over on Sausage Party every single week. We have I put out a video about 2 weeks ago, which I think was pretty good. Watch that if you want to. If not, doesn't matter. Yeah, bye.